everyone. Welcome back, everybody. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who will be watching. I want to thank all of you for supporting, for being so active on the channel. I feel like spring is here. Everybody's getting more active, people making plans, and I can definitely feel it on my side. And with that being said, I want to thank you for the emails and thank you for your patience as I am working through them. So I will get to back to all of you just in a little bit. As always, at least once a week, I have something urgent, some emergency. So please wait. If you do need me urgently, then you should write urgent in the title of the video if you want to. But urgent is only for personal services, as you can understand, because if 8,000 people will tell me urgent, I'll be in trouble. So, with that being said, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Today, great topic for the discussion. And that is, should you always say yes to a lady? Should you pretend that everything that she offers you accept? Every idea is a great idea. Every purchase is no problem. And what will happen if you will? That is a very sensitive topic in a way, but I feel that it should be addressed because a lot of men watching my videos, they presume if I suggest certain cultural norms, if I share how things are done. We talked about generosity and things like that, but generosity does not equal to a doormat. Generosity does not equal to a pushover, and that aspect goes for all of the areas of the relationship. It's not just the financial or gift part or requests part, but it's also the way you're gonna spend time, where you're gonna go, what you're gonna do. Yes, Ukrainian women appreciate when the man is courting them, when he has initiatives, when he is thoughtful, when he is kind, when he is not petty, when he is generous, other words. A lot of Ukrainian ladies really have appreciation of this essential manhood and masculine behavior. But would you agree that saying yes to everything actually is not a masculine behavior? Women will test you, you test you. I mean, you test us, we test you. And very often it's a subconscious test. When you become a pushover, when you do not have your own plans, your own visions, and you always, we have this expression in Russian and Ukrainian language, it's called under the heel, под каблуком. So if you always under her heel, first it will be very flattering and she will feel like, oh my, I am everything, I'm a rose. I am the most, beautiful creation in the world and I'm the most beautiful man. But eventually she will turn into a monster. She will not respect your opinion and subconsciously she will stop respecting you as a whole. She will stop respecting whatever you have to say. And personally, I don't think that there is any system that I could offer you, such as out of 10 times, say 3 times no. I would not say this. It totally depends on a context. If that is about shopping, it really depends on your relationship. If you are in that kind of relationship that is very, there is a very big age difference or just significant, you have to realize that for about 70 to 80% of women, they counting on you for a certain lifestyle, and they have certain desires. So if you are in that dynamic, talk beforehand. Set some limits on the shopping, set some limits on the credit card and such. The thing is, I can talk all I want about morals, but a lot of men gonna do what they gonna do. A lot of men are in this to find a trophy wife, to find a trophy, I don't know, girlfriend, because that's what they want. They don't enjoy what they have anymore without sharing it, and they don't even care. I talk to people all the time who tell me, it doesn't matter to me how she, what she does, and I just want to have her. But you want, even with that dynamic, you can have a healthy relationship. Even if that dynamic, when you are sort of in a daddy role, there is even saying for that kind of relationship, even if you are in that role, you want to have it more healthier than less healthier. Women would respect you more if you have backbone, if you have strengths, if you have a decision, if you can make a decision. And as an example, I would say this: very often when you meet the lady for the first time, you trying to impress you, you're trying to say yes to everything, but is this really who you are in actual world? Is this how you roll, so to speak? In reality, most likely it is not. Most likely you think, okay, I'm gonna win her heart, and then I'm gonna tell you, hey honey, no, we cannot go 5 times a year to vacation, and no, you cannot have 30 designer bags. So instead, show show that you appreciate her, you're generous, but you have backbone, you have strengths, you have this toughness, you're not just a pushover. Because once again, you can still, there are different kinds of relationships, and as long as people's needs are met, they can actually last for a while. But if you always giving in, eventually she will not see you as a man. Unlike many Western women, Slavic women enjoy that strength. They want that strength. It's exciting. It's polar to their feminine softness, and together it works. Even if we think about some intimate and sexual relationships, as we all know, women need to be relaxed and man needs to be strong. Let's put it like that. Otherwise, the soft strategy will be a disappointment, and it's not gonna work. So I feel that even the nature had intended that dynamic of things, that yes, you can be nurturing, and you can be supportive, you can be spoiling your lady, especially the ladies that you feel this way about. But if there are requests after requests from her side and you do not feel good about it, please do not give in just to look good. I highly recommend reading the book Normal Mr. Nice Guy. Can't remember the author right now, but that's a fantastic book. It's a book for men, but I read it because in my pursuits to understand men better. So I find it fascinating, and I absolutely agree with what author has to share, and it's very much resonates to the dynamic I'm talking about right now. When you say yes to all, when you say no to certain things and certain occasions, you say yes to yourself. And if you are not on your list, you're not gonna be on her list either. That's something to consider. If you are not on your own list, if it's always about her, if it's always about the lady and never about you, that is something to consider to be abnormal. Please listen to me, and I want to share. Very often people watching my followers watching the videos for a year or two, and then they go to Ukraine, and with all the knowledge they got, they still becoming victims of the scammer. Because, for example, there is a situation where you want to meet somebody for the first time and you want to go for a date, and as a man, you are the one that choosing the date. You are the one that choosing the place, because you are paying, you are the leader, and you invite and she follows you. It's not the other way around. And a lot of men are too shy and too soft and too bendable to say, no, we're not going to go to this place. I don't know this place. I would like to go to this one. And I talk about this in my anti-scam videos. This is not exactly the scam topic, but this is how it all starts. When you know you not treated right, but you go along with whatever because you can afford it and you don't care. This is where you set up yourself for the failure to begin with, to start with. This is where it starts. It doesn't, it doesn't start 5 years after, when you are an official Mr. Nobody. It all starts when you're giving in. I had some clients who knew that their date, their lady that they met just recently, she would only take them to the place that were ridiculously overpriced. And it's not just overpriced as some special places, but it's a part of scamming. It's a part of being dishonest. And my question is, why would you do that if you know that there is a way to do it differently? Why would you agree time after time to be scammed? It's the same when women, a little bit different example, but when women go back together with the same man, who they know he's gonna use them, he's gonna sleep with them, he's out of the door, and he's gonna come back unknowingly at random time, say them a few sweet words, use them for sexual pleasures, go back, and go away. And it's sometimes it goes on for years, because there are no boundaries. The person knows that you will do what they want, and this is not a healthy relationship to begin with. Whether we're talking about the real situation, as I just shared about ladies, or a scamming situation when you meet somebody in person for the first time and you keep going out on dates, but you see, okay, every dinner in Kiev, Ukraine, or every lunch or every breakfast comes out to about $200. Wow. How is it when I go by myself, it's only 20? Wow, maybe I'm getting scammed, but no, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna say yes, because, maybe she will like me. So I just want to share with you, no, she will like you less and less if she ever did, and she will respect you less and less. And the last example is when you feel that you have to push too hard, and you get very, very you get very, very low response, and you lost. You get those mixed signals, and in this situation you don't know what to do, so you decide, I'm just gonna say to whatever she asks, so she gives me a green light. But again, you doing the opposite. If you stop doing this, if she really appreciates you, she will notice that you no longer asking, you no longer pushing, and that you're not trying to bribe her. I would call that bribing. I often use bribing as a playful word, just between friends and family. So I use word bribe just for fun, but real bribing is not fun. If you say yes to her request, and inside of you that it's a bribe, that unless you do that, her wish, whatever that is, she won't go out with you, or she won't be available. So unless you have that bribe, so you become a yeser and a follower, when in a healthy dynamic, masculine and feminine, masculine is the leader and the one who decides, And the lady, she not only she's a follower, but she loves to be a follower. She loves it because we all live in a real world. We all have responsibilities and things to do. So before she met you, she had to take all her decisions. Everything was on her. Now when she has you, she's happy for you to be a leader and for her to be a follower. But what kind of leader does everything, every crazy request under the sun for somebody who follows them? The beautiful thing when initiative comes from you, this way she feels wonderful, and you feel that, hey, I'm able to come up with some good ideas. But if you are the guy that consistently say yes to things you don't like, you're not comfortable with, which you cannot afford, which you don't want to afford, if you consistently trying to just say yes, yes, and yes, eventually she won't see that strong core in you, and she felt like you were easily manipulated. Very often women do that with tears. That's gonna be another video, but be very careful when you trying to take certain decisions about your life, and maybe you're tired of certain dynamics, you feel something is wrong, but the woman comes out with tears and tears, and every little thing, she put tears just so you say yes. That is something to be very careful with, because real Ukrainian ladies that have some pride, you're not gonna see them full of tears in front of you. It's an exception. Maybe once a year or once in God knows how long. If you hurt them, they're gonna hang the phone. They're gonna say, "I have to go." They're gonna hang the phone, and then they're gonna cry. When women crying, so trying to manipulate, she is trying to get certain things from you and basically make you say yes this way. Last thing, when you say yes to everything, it is a subconscious. That is subconscious thing to a woman that tells you, okay, he's a pushover, he's doormat, he can't take his own decision. There are other words I can't really share here on YouTube to avoid the being red flagged, okay? So there are other words a lot more prominent that we all know. That sends a subconscious signal. It's not exactly that she sits there and think, oh, he says yes to everything. It's not always the actual analyzing, which could take part too, can take that part as well, but usually that is something different. It's that subconscious signal that I can get away with whatever I want. I can manipulate him. He's a puppet. He doesn't have any sense of any thoughts of his own, and it's becoming not as fun and not as interesting. So that is what I want to share with you. I'll share some more examples for our group on the Patreon. So it's coming. You're gonna have a lot of updates from me during the weekend. It's really nice, and I appreciate everybody, but it's sure nice to be in an environment where you can just really share things and do not have to deal with trolls and people who have too much time on their hands. So I truly deeply appreciate you in my Patreon group. If you have any problems, any issues, just text me, and it's no big deal. I don't take things personally. No worries. If you have to join, if you have to leave, I am on your side. I understand it's not a requirement, it's not a must, but it's my privilege and my honor to be able to have a smaller circle when we can go into depths of things Because guess what? The trolls, the takers, usually do not appreciate other people, and they only know how to take. They do not know how to give. So we are pretty much safe from trolls on a private platform. But I do hope that I gave you a great idea today. I do hope that I gave you the thought that no, you cannot win, Ukrainian lady, by simply saying yes to everything, by trying to be the nice guy, by saying no to yourself and say yes to her. There are many, many examples I could tell you and share with you, and I will, about this. That if it doesn't sound good to you, you have openness is the best policy, even on the early stages of dating. If she requires from you things you cannot afford, don't try to get you into delusion that, oh yeah, I will fix this, and then I'll do it for you. I'll take another credit card just to help you. This is just an example. Or another example, if she's going out with her friends and you really don't feel comfortable with them, you don't want to be the one guy and have girls conversations. Some men enjoy this, but I really think there is a guy time and there is a girl time. When we connect with our girls, we want to laugh, we want to make jokes, we want to do our things that make us women. When you are around good, positive, feminine women, you are diving into that energy, and you're not gonna behave the same if there is a man around. Just the same for you when you're hanging out with your buddies. A lot of times, you don't want any girlfriends there because you're gonna make you inappropriate jokes, and you're just gonna be silly, and you're gonna be talking about different stuff. I absolutely think that mixed groups of friends are fun. They are really, really awesome. I love that plus and minus, polar energy, but sometimes you gotta have the time. And if you don't enjoy going with her, by yourself pushing and saying, yeah, sure, yes, I'll go. But if you really don't want to go, just be honest and tell her. If she really cares how you feel, she's not gonna force you. And she will expect that when she goes out, you don't have to follow her to everywhere she goes. For example, saying no is also establishing the boundaries and making the relationship healthier, because we all need a fresh breath of air, or breath of fresh air at times, right? And I just want to share this with you, that it's how you say this. You are not rude if you say, you know what, I really cannot be there at 7 o'clock. I would love to go out with you to this performance, but I have to take care of my business. I have a business partner, but next time I will be there. A lot of people say that saying no is automatically negative, that it tells you you're a bad man, but it's the way you say it, how much care you show in it, and the alternatives that you can give. Do not be afraid. There is not a worse situation when you stuff things down inside of you, and you do things you don't want to do. You agree to things that don't bring you joy. You participate in things that do not make you happy, and then the snowball gets to be so big that you basically hate each other, even though you never said a word, you never speak up your mind. It's the same dynamic, just as much as it relates to men, relates to women, relates to nice girls. In Ukraine, many women have been also hurt by being a nice girl, by trying to please, by becoming like instant coffee or, instant powder, just forgetting who they are. And it sounds romantic, but it never works. That's all what I would like to share with you today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your kind words, kind thoughts. I'm looking forward to grow, and if you do want to be part of this community, and make it bigger and better, I highly appreciate when you share my videos on your platforms, or you comment, or you just put a like. It just helps. It helps to spread the message. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all being here, and I'm so looking forward to seeing you and hearing your feedback. Thank you.